Jai Jagannath learners, welcome to our channel. We will discuss today's the Hindu paper discussion, that is THD. Without being late, let's start with the video and please like, share and do subscribe, and if you find this video is useful then please do your feedback in comment section. Center grants approval for Kalangit Pen Monument in Bay of Bengal. The Union Ministry of Environment has given coastal regulation zone clearance for the Tamil Nadu government's proposal to construct Mutham's Arinagar Dr. Kalaingar Pen Monument in Bay of Bengal of the Marina Beach in Chennai with 15 conditions. So, the Union Ministry of Environment has given the coastal regulation zone clearance. To whom? To Tamil Nadu. For what? To construct Muttamiza's Arinagar Dr. Kalinagar Pen Monument. In where? It is to be built in Bay of Bengal. So, with this final approval, the state government may begin the process to implement the proposal. It was the proposal. So, the Union Minister said the CRJ, that is the Coastal Regulation Zone clearance, was provided based on the recommendation of the Expert Appraisal Committee and Tamil Nadu Coastal Zone Management Authority. Uh, so the recommendation of the Expert Appraisal Committee and Tamil Nadu Coastal Zone Management Authority. So due to the recommendation of the CRZ, the Union Ministry has approved, but there have some conditions. It also noted that the ministry may revoke or suspend the clearance if the implementation of the condition were not found satisfactory. So, if the conditions will not be satisfactory, then the ministry can revoke it any circumstances of time. The environment statement would have to be submitted to the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. First condition is the project. The environment statement should be submitted to Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board every year, and the compliance of conditions need to be uploaded on PWD website, and the height of let us know what is the height of the pen monument. It is 30-meter high, and it will be covered under 8,551 square kilometer. So that area includes the pen pedestal, lattice trees above the beach, and land and pedestrian pathway above sea. So the bridge is 7-meter wide and 290-meter long over the land and 360-meter long over the sea. Which this is the pen monument. Sorry. Some of the conditions laid by the Union Ministry include no objection certificate from the INS Adair, which is situated 800 meters away from the project site before the construction, and monitoring of erosion and accretion studies, and report on crowd management. Emergency evacuation plan executed must be provided to the regional environment office. So what is the green panel order? Noting that any order or direction of court or tribunal must be compiled, the ministry added that the CRZ clearance letter is subject to the final order of the National Green Tribunal Southern Zone. Chennai-based Hubbard EnviroCare System was the infrastructure and environmental consultant for this project. So, screen grab of a video showing the proposed design of Kalainagar Pen Monument. So you just remember that the Kalainagar Pen Monument used to be built in Bay of Bengal, but it will be seen in the future of the Hindu paper. So stay tuned for that news. Now we will discuss the police station turns second home for Bangladesh. Uh, Sorry, it is not, I think, important. Then, Modi US visit yields many vital agreements. You know that the Prime Minister Modi ji is on visit to US state dinner. So he addresses the joint conference, that is the joint session of the US's White House. So the deal between the US and India should be the defense cooperation, critical and emerging technologies, and health, environment, research, and space, including a deal which could pave the way for the unprecedented transfer of jet engine technology. So India may pull apart if pride of the religious and ethnic minorities are not upheld. Former US President Barack Obama said, adding that the Biden administration should discuss this issue honestly. It is important. Uh, the joint session of the yes, I think PM Modi have visited to. It will be seen in next news. So stay tuned for that. Here is the decision we make today are going to determine our future for decades to come. So the US President Joe Biden said that what the decision they make, it will be impacted our future. So if you have seen the constitution, in Indian constitution, in the preamble you first see the we the people of India. Likely US constitution also, in the US constitution also the starting term is the we the people. So these are the both US and India are the democratic country, they are the oldest democratic countries, we can say that. So the last Indian leader to be accredited as a state visit was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2009, who also addressed Indian American crowds on the South Lawn during a 2005 visit. So the exam point of the topic is here. That is the jet engine tech transfer. It is a very important concept. Just do not note this concept. So the General Electric and Hindustan Aeronautic Limited announced they had signed a big ticket MOU to jointly produce GE 414 jet engines in India for the Tejas Mk2 light combat aircraft. That means the General Electric, that is the GE, and Hindustan Aeronautic Limited HAL. They announced that they had signed a MOU to produce GE 414 jet engine in India for the Tejas Mk2 light combat aircraft. The Defense Ministry of two countries also launched the inaugural session of an innovation platform, that is the Indus X. Remember this. In Washington DC on June 21, hosted by the US India Business Council to foster defense industrial collaboration. Among the big private deals, there was also private deals, that is the US semiconductor and chip maker Micron Technology INC's announcement that it would invest up to $825 billion in a new chip assembly and test facility in Gujarat, which would be bolstered, that means which would be strengthened by investment from the Indian and Gujarat government, totaling to $2.75 billion. In Space Corporation, India is signing onto a framework up to 25 countries for space exploration and cooperation. The two countries have agreed on a framework for human space flight this year. and have agreed on a mission to the International Space Station in 2024. So the 25 countries have signed the space exploration and cooperation. Both India and US have also have a mission to the International Space Station in 2020. After years of pandemic included a visa slowdown, the US is announcing a pilot program to renew visas domestically. That means applicants do not have to travel outside the US to get their renewable stamps for certain petition-based temporary workers. This program could expand to cover H-1B and L1 skill visas by 2024 and to other categories eventually. It will also involve opening two new US consulates in Bengaluru and Ahmedabad. Then coming to the next topic, so just remember the jet engine topic and the Indus X. It is important. So here also jet engine tech transfer, drones, health, space corporation, United States may start allowing domestic visa renewable for H1B L1 holders next year. So trade unions boycott G20 meets over BMS appointment as chair. Why? Because the G20, that is the L20 the meeting of trade union from G20 country, it is began in Bihar's Patna. So the union are unhappy, trade unions are unhappy because the center approved to appoint RSS supported trade union, that is the Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, as the chair of the L20, that is Labour 20. The CTU, the Central Trade Unions, complained that the International Trade Union Confederation used to chair the L20 meeting. Obviously, the chair will be the International Trade Union Confederation. But the BMC, that is the Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, was not a member of the ITUC. So the state center has apparently refused the ITUC's demand that the Indian National Trade Union Congress also be made a chair to the L20 by the maintaining that the BMS is the largest trade union in the country. So why government have approved BMS for the chair? Because it is the largest trade union in the country. So Bihar Governor Rajendra Vishwanathan Adlekar inaugurated the thematic event of engagement group of L20. Later, the BMS President Hiranmay Pandya is chaired the meeting. The L20 would not only represent the voice of G20 nation, but it would surely also represent the voice of the host nation whose representatives were not in attendance. So the theme was the social security and international portability of social security fund. So we will maintain social security, then internal portability of the social security fund and women and future and work. There are also business 20, civil 20, youth 20 and women 20 meetings. So the Union Labour Secretary R.P. Ahuja along with the Union Labour Minister Bhupendra Yadav, Union Minister of State for Labour Rameshwar Telli and Labour Minister of Bihar Sunendra Ram will also address the summit on Friday. The 170 number of 173 number of delegates from 28 countries attended the conference. This is for exam point of view. Then coming to the next topic. L&T and DRDO signed pact for submarine propulsion system. So the Larsen and Toddbo NDT and DRDO on Thursday signed a contract for the realization of two air independent propulsion system modules (AIP) two AIP modules for Calvary class of submarine of Indian Navy. For the Calvary class, there will be two independent propulsion systems. So for that, the L&T and the DRDO signed a contract. The AIP module, that is the Air Independent Propulsion. The AIP module extends the endurance of a conventional submarine and is a unique technology. It will utilize the conventional technology. Those modules constitute the core of the fuel cell based AIP system, indigenously developed by the Naval Materials Research Laboratory, that is NMRL, Naval Materials Research Laboratory. Of the DRDO with L&T as primary industry partner. L&T will be the industry partner. So the energy modules comprise fuel cells that will produce the required power along with the on-board hydrogen generation. So the EMs would be made up of fuel cells and the hydrogen generations. The manufacturing, integration and factory acceptance trial of the EMs, that is the energy module, would be undertaken in its AM NAIC Heavy Engineer in complex at Surat, L&T said. That means the EM's manufacturing will be done in Surat. The indigenously air independent propulsion system was a unique one that generated by generated hydrogen on demand, thereby obviating the need for carrying hydrogen on board, which was a major safety concern of a submarine. So, obviating means made impossible. That means for carrying a submarine, hydrogen is required. That's why the hydrogen was carried along with the ship. But now it will the AIP system definitely will generate hydrogen on demand. Whenever it is required, it will produce the hydrogen. So it is the topic. Then coming to next topic. GE Aerospace HAL signed MOU for manufacture of jet in India. That we discussed, and the Obama says India may pull apart over minority issues. So we will discuss FIS Indian GE. So amid the ongoing US visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, engine manufacturer GE Aerospace on Thursday announced signing a memorandum of understanding with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. That is the GE signed a MOU with HAL to produce the fighter jet engine for the indigenous light combat aircraft. The proposal needs authorization from the US Congress before an agreement can be concluded. So the agreement includes the potential joint production of GE Aerospace F414 engine in India. GE Aerospace continues to work with the US government to receive necessary export authorization for this. The effort is part of the Indian Air Force LCA Mk2 program. So today's agreement will advance GE Aerospace earlier commitment to build 99 engines for the IAF as part of LCA Mk2 program. The F404 engine that currently powers LCA Mk1 and LCA Mk1A and GE Aerospace selection for the prototype development, testing and certification of the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft program with our F414 INS6 engine. So the GE will continue to collaborate with Indian government on the AMCA Mk2 engine program. The LCA Mk1 and Mk1A ATC, of which are on order, are powered by the F404 engine, but the LCA Mk2 will be a larger and more capable jet and will be powered by the F414 engine. Our F41 engines are unmatched and will offer important economic and national security benefits for both countries as we help our customers produce the highest quality engines to meet the need of their military fleet. In 1986, GE began working with the Aeronautic Development Agency and HAL with its F404 engines for the LCA program. In total, 75 F404 engines have been delivered and another 99 are on order for LCA Mk1. 8 F414 engines have been delivered as part of an ongoing development program for LCA Mk. The Mk2 development received sanction from the Cabinet Committee on Security in August 2020 as a total cost of 9,000 crores. So the TRD officials had stated that the prototype is expected to roll out by 2024-25 and the jet will be ready for production by 2027. The fifth generation AMCA is awaiting CCA sanction, the development of which will take 10 years after that, as reported by the Hindu earlier. The project cost of the AMCA is estimated around 15,000 crore. For AMCA Mk2, India is looking a powerful engine which it plans to co-develop with an international partner with more than 5 million flight hours and 8 nations with F414 powered aircraft. F414 continues to exceed goals for reliability. Obama says India may pull apart over minority rights. If the rights of the religious and ethnic minorities are not upheld, former US President Barack Obama said on Thursday. In an interview with the CNN, Mr. Barack Obama expressed concern about the right of vulnerable section of the Indian society and emphasized that the Biden administration should discuss these issues honestly with Prime Minister Modi. So, if you don't protect the right of ethnic minorities in India, there is a strong possibility that India would be at some point start pulling apart. So, Mr. Barack Obama is the strongest supporter of Mr. Biden. Yes. So, then come to next. G20 education ministers agree on equitable uses of AI. Then coming to next. NCRDC fines Delhi-based hospital 1.5 crore for negligence during IVF. This is a think case. It will be asked for think exam point of view. National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission (NCERC) and intracytoplasmic sperm injection procedure is a scientific term. And the DNA profiling, cellular and molecular biology, UN official flags deficit of accountability in Sri Lanka. That means Sri Lanka takes the loan very easily, but It did not recoup that loan in the given period of time, in the targeted period of time. So Sri Lanka has very less accountability if you consider the repayment of loans. Accountability remains the fundamental gap in Sri Lanka's attempts to deal with the past. So impunity prevails. So Sri Lanka will achieve neither genuine reconciliation nor sustainable peace. So Sri Lanka's government plans to set up a truth commission to probe allegations of war crimes and grave human rights violations during the country's civil war. UN Deputy High Commissioner for Human Rights Nada AI Nasif not noted that the Sri Lanka has witnessed too many ad hoc commissions in the past that fail to ensure accountability. So what is needed that is it will connect the different element of truth, redress, memorialization, accountability and create the right enabling environment for a successful and sustainable transitional justice system. So the UN Human Rights Council was held in Geneva. While it is the fundamentally the Sri Lankan authorities' responsibility to directly acknowledge past violations and undertake credible investigations and prosecutions, the international community can should play complete monetary roles in the process until the accountability deficit remains. So Mr. A.I. Nasib said, amid known resistance within Sri Lanka's Sinhala majority to any international participation. Further pointing to recent arrest of a stand-up comedian and a Tamil legislator, the UN official said, the past month witnessed the old reflex of using draconian laws to curtail opposition and control civic space with a heavy-handed approach to protest far too often. While encouraging President Ranil Wickremesinghe's dialogue with Tamil political parties and welcoming his promise to stop land acquisition of archaeological, forestry and security purposes, the UN official underscored the need for new laws, policies and practices that will make good on these promises and bring about the tangible changes. Commenting on the island's persisting economic crisis, the Deputy Chief Human Rights Observer said that it continues to severely impact the rights of well-being of many Sri Lankans, terming the International Monetary Fund's 2.9 billion support $2.9 billion support an important first step, so called for robust safety nets and social protection measures in order to ensure that the burden of the form does not hurt compound inequality. Full potential for the historic transformation that would address long-standing challenges has yet to be realized. It was given by the it was given by the statement Al Nasir. So then next, Fitch upgrades India GDP growth to 6.3%, expects rates cuts early next year. That means Fitch. You have heard Moody's growth rate and Fitch growth rate. So the Fitch rating on Thursday raised its forecast for India's economic growth to be 6.3% for 2023-24 from 6%. So the RBI to maintain its pause on interest rate increase and start cutting rates early next year. India's economy is showing broad-based strength with GDP up by higher than expected 6.1% year-on-year to Q1 of 2023 and auto sales PMI purchasing managers in these surveys and credit growth remaining robust in recent raised our forecast for the fiscal year ending in March 2024 by 0.3%, that is 6.3% in total. So please say that latest global economic outlook that also upgraded global GDP growth forecast for 2023 to 4.2% from 2% predicted in March. So Fitch also took note of an uptick in power consumption in the Indian economy, which continues to benefit from higher infrastructure spending and said the estimated 6.3% GDP growth this fiscal will be one of the highest growth rates in the world. India's economy will showing global trade. Domestically, the full impact of 250 basis point of monetary tightening is still to be felt. Consumers have also experienced a drop in purchasing power as initiation of increased sharply in 2022 and household balance sheet have also been weakened through the pandemic. 1 basis point equals to 0.01%. So the government's push on increased capital expenditure, moderations in commodity prices, robust credit growth are expected to support investment. Then the MPC stresses need for inflation vigil. So the Monetary Policy Committee's job was only half done in having brought inflation within the target band. What is needed? It is needed for RBI for policymakers to remain vigilant on price stability. Vigilant means the activity is carefully observed. We need to undertake forward-looking assessment for the evolving inflation growth outlook and stand ready to act. The MPC this month kept interest rate unchanged for a second straight week, opting to express the cumulative impact of the 250 basis points rate implemented over the past year before taking any further monetary measures to align inflation to target of 4%. Observing that the uncertainties on the inflation outlook had not prevented spatial and temporal disruption of monsoon rainfall, abatements make less the rainfall leading to be closely watched in the backdrop of a likely El Nino weather pattern. So the adverse climate event had the potential to quickly change the direction of the inflation prediction. A third point from specific supply-demand mismatch could impact upward pressure to the momentum of prices beyond the fast run. Monetary policy needed to remain in base mode to ensure any shocks did not leave scars on the economy. So the Joel R. Burma, one of the key external MPC member and a voice of the dissent at past meeting, asserted that there remains significant risk to inflation and growth, and that the process of bringing inflation under control was still work in progress. Then here, this one. Even as lack of 5G base stations around, that is the telecom firms set aids on contested 6 GHz spectrum. The telecom industry is laying the groundwork to secure more spectrum in the 6 GHz band, a demand that will play out over the coming years and reach telecom operators against the technology firms. Spectrum in the 6 GHz band should be cleared up for Wi-Fi as current technologies which largely run on 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency can get clogged by the huge number of devices used. Even if data usage by concerned devices was not the high, Wi-Fi on 6 GHz does not face this problem. However, the government is yet to delegates or sell spectrum on the band. The tech industry through the Broadband India Forum are in appeal for de-licensing, which would open up spectrums used for Wi-Fi. Government officials at the event casually struck a balance between the competing interests and at one point indicating that middle ground may have to be found on the issue. 5G offers better speeds than Wi-Fi and will be the preferred option for the consumers, as it offers mobility with high speed and capacity compared to the stationary service of Wi-Fi. Cellular Operations Association of India it said that India, which is already starved out of spectrum and facing challenges to meet the continually rising demand for data services, cannot afford to experiment with such a valuable commodity to satisfy the wishes of the selected segments. Then what we left, I think, yes, this one. That is the G20 Education Ministry agree on the equitable use of AI. That means in education sector, the AI would be used. So the meeting of the education ministers G20 countries held in Pune agreed for the equitable and inclusive use of artificial intelligence in education and skilling that respect human rights. All G20 members agreed on the need to ensure that everyone, irrespective of age, gender, socio-economic or cultural background, or those who are facing physical, mental, or other learning difficulty or special needs, have access to qualified, inclusive, and equitable education and training. All G20 members agreed that education is not only about academic learning, but also about developing life, technical and vocational skills to make all learners fulfill ready. They also underlined the need for lifelong learning. The meeting organized the important role of digital transformation, women-led development, green transition, education on sustainable development, lifestyle as accelerator that can advance the progress in a sustainable development goal. So we are reiterated our commitment to overcome the digital divide for all learners by addressing barriers to technological infrastructure. The work collectively to develop technology ecosystem and learning resources, including the local language that are affordable and easily accessible. We agree to equitable and inclusive use of artificial intelligence in education and schooling that respects human rights. India in video message in G20 Prime Minister Narendra Modi said to make the youth future ready, government needs to continually skill, reskill and upskill them. So we are undertaking skill mapping. Our education, skill and labor ministry are working in tandem on this initiative. G20 countries can undertake skill mapping at the global level and find gaps that need to be plugged, Mr. Modi said. So thank you for watching, and if you like this then please share this.